Welcome back to what could have been a lovely time out just camping with your classmates. Definitely not interrupted by one-eyed centaurs demanding your flesh or river ponies. But of course, when you're in a land of beasts and magic like this, you can't ever have anything nice. But with some collapsing, losing their magical power, need to be recharged. How's all that going to go down? Considering the troubles that they've faced out there in the forest, do you think the school had anticipated anything like this? Is this just par for the course, and we're just expecting to have all of the students put in danger like this? Chise still standing head and shoulders above everyone else with on her feet thinking, although, to be fair, a lot of what she does is just trying to be kind and inclusive to everyone. Here, Mr. Carnivore Horse Water Equestrian. You can't eat me, but have some hair. Seems like a good trade. Let's see what's going on in this episode, though. Not the bit... okay. Oh, I wonder who he would be related to. So, events that transpire here in the school aren't completely disconnected from the outside world. Of course, some families actually would show some level of care, unlike the girl we saw before with the grandmother. Do you think we're going to be getting a bit more of the Webster tragedy, what happened to the family and all this in this episode? Or just small hints towards it? I think when we have the history of families and all the shit that they've gone through, do you think the class dynamic is gonna change slightly when it all becomes known, or at least to Chise? What's that episode title? No knocking first. Had better days. Jesus. Has she been slowly trying to transfer some magic across the days that she's been out? I guess when it comes to people in this school, having regular checkups when they can turn into snake hairs and petrify people, probably a good idea. Can he shed some light on what's happened? About what might happen? Having to explain basic emotions. Having to explain basic emotions and whatnot to him at this point? How many more is he still lacking? I'm sure that Lucy would be enjoying the conversation while they're having while she's out cold on the. I'm home, me. He can't trust her to step outside by herself. I do like how we're seeing Silky give her a small little haircut there to even things out after cutting her own hair off. That's some high praise, actually. Is that a good? I do like these spiral staircases like that. Yep, not one for conversation right now. At least, can you turn off the light? It is nice that she can be kind of aggressive in the way that she communicates with him, considering. Trying to stop something from killing you. I mean, what does it define as trying to kill her? Is it any sort of malicious intent? Or is it something that she defines itself? Is that meant to be comforting? Whether or not that's comforting to her, no, not entirely sure. But he's going back to bed anyway, so you can stop bothering him with the questions. But is there more? Voice of a dragon gone mad. Oh, there is. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, and when it comes to Chisei with her way of about going about things and trying to be somewhat pleasant to everyone she meets, going head first into slaughter mode when possible. What a chance encounter. Have, has the physical with Zoe concluded then? Didn't know that it was the sibling. They're roommates. I see that Lucy hasn't been keeping in touch. I'll be a little. Oh. Might not be that difficult if she's stirring. Maybe it was better when she was unconscious. The lack of magical energy having to... That's a very effective cooling towel. That's a bit more than a fever. So a shared nightmare, possible memory. Yeah. Of course he'd come down and have a look. And yet says nothing about the fact he only arrived about 2.5 minutes ago. So that's probably why she didn't tell him about her roommate. Don't think they're really on great terms. But now, on top of everything, she's now gonna worry herself about the vision that she saw. What about the spiders? Well, the fact that she could pick her out of a crowd just thanks to the potpourri. Just provide her some more, try and get her to sleep a little. Well, she looks like she's in trouble. She just wants to help out in any way she can. Now, what does she actually want? So easily could tell her to piss off. Well, beginning to open up a little. She'll try to reach out when there's... Oh, bye. When there's a bit of free time and no one else around. But at least she woke up. You've got to start. Something just... That doesn't look stolen. That looks is there a word for dustification? I like some of the designs for the faculty members. And yet, with such an emergency, still got a smile on her face. So it was meant to hold out for a while. We have no idea how long ago it was swapped. What do you have to go on? What kind of evidence do you have to believe that? Simply reading it can affect them. Well, this is an interesting little debacle they've... I mean, be open and honest about it now, I guess. I mean, if they do a investigation properly, they might be able to find out this is on its own. So, what is with the strings? Hmm. To take in the life force and magic purpose. Well, now we can see it's siphoning off to bring back the dead. Is that what's going on now? Yeah, I don't see why that would be forbidden magic. Purely because it was intriguing. Hey, that was what I was getting at. So, considering what we have in the infirmary, it's quite good that they now know what the bit of the book is. You can see that the two events are joined, connected. Hi. There was a single solitary... The spiders. And if they're informed about the thing about the Webster family there... It's probably not by random chance that she was the one affected. I'll... Good way of going about it. Having Elliot, who seems to be an outsider in all of this, asking the question so we can... Oh, okay. So we can get into this story and understand it alongside him. No. No handshake? Quick, hide! Pop the veil! See, they're all so interested in their own things, they barge into conversations. It could have happened to anyone. Well, that's good to know. Apart from being made of spider silk. Hmm. But somehow someone got in... Hmm. Killed off the entirety of the family, stole the spiders. That's how we got here to our current predicament. So there was only one survivor of the initial attack, And another one who was ostracized. You could say that. It's a lot. What did they think of him before this little conversation? Also, much like the goo dude, I want to see what decisions people have made to come to their current status. Like, were they born like that? Are they part magical beasts and neighbors and whatnot, or are they doing experiments which affected them? Like Rockhead. Sound sorcery. We can set up a play date. Ask him out for a nice cup of tea. Friendships are people that you want to spend some time with, but not too much time with. Nah, he's good. I mean, how do you respond to it? That's how you respond to it. Either it's going to do a hard cut there, or okay. That's what we're doing. As the pages turn, another one falls. Is anyone going to be there to get him to some medical care? I see what it. Since he's asleep, she can be a little more understanding. He may, but it's the last bit of family they have, so, you know. So now you're resignated to just sitting outside in the car for who knows how long. Should have stayed in the car. Okay, is this one being controlled? I mean, efficient, let's be honest. How are they going to get rid of the car, though? Just have it towed? Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things. There's always some group, some organisation out there wanting something. And when you've got the ability to drain people with their magical energy, their life force itself. Well, granted, compared to some of the weaponry and what we have, it's fine, but bringing back the dead is a scary thing. Maybe it would be a subversion. That's not actually what is attempted. It's one of the other applications. But running up from behind, taking out that guard for a surprise attack, dropping off into the river so that if he's not dead, he would probably be soon. Not from blood loss, but drowning. If he manages to survive and raise the alarm, then good on him. Not sure about that one, though. have we heard anything about, like, lichens or people of that kind of history? I was asking for it, and now we're getting it in, like, drips, I guess. Having the Webster family tragedy on display here. Okay, yeah, I thought there'd be some sort of wider intrigue or something going on, but no. No small, slow crumbling of the family, no destruction of the family name, just the entirety of them wiped out in a single night. Why was she spared? And then to top it all off, having all of the spiders stolen, which leads into the books because they can duplicate. And that's a point. If they've lost all the spiders and they're kind of, well, the most known for was duplication of magical books, and you've had the one of them taken from storage, obviously replaced with a fake. Even if they reclaim the book, what's to say that's the only one out there now? You can just make countless copies of it. With that kind of lingering in the air, knowing that there's such trouble ahead, considering they just sucked out the power of the sound mage. Is any of the investigation or ire going to be laden at the hands of the Webster family member that was ostracized? I mean, that would be the obvious one to immediately question in the real world. But when you got things like this, which could be beneficial for so many parties. I do wonder, though, the book itself said to affect the reader. Did it do anything for Elias? And the copies, even if they're diluted versions, what kind of sacrifices needed to read it properly? What part of themselves are they going to lose or change? And how many times in the future is Chisei going to use this newfound ability to see into people's pasts and memories with the application of a damp towel? And honestly, with Chisei how Chisei is, when her and Lucy have a bit of time together to actually talk and see how they're getting on, do you think she'll apologise for peeking into her memories? So, you didn't give me permission, but I saw some stuff. And Elias having the knowledge of the book, since he read it before, the fact he knew its contents and divulged it to the group, putting both himself into the limelight of what do you know about the book and whatnot, and also simultaneously out of it by being open and honest. Probably exactly what I would have done. Probably not if it was just someone's biography, because it really wouldn't matter. But with some of the contents that are so important as what was discussed, yeah, you may want to tell everyone around, especially other people and instructors at the school, what that is. They can at least hopefully somewhat protect themselves. Didn't quite work out for the Ongulot dude. But hopefully the usage on Lucy before was a trial run. They're still trying to get things right, and he's not completely out of the picture. Maybe they don't need to take the entirety of someone's magic power, or the entirety of someone's life force. They can just leave them at like 5%. Right, we'll keep this in storage for now. Actually, you could use people as batteries that slowly regen it over time. Curious. What exactly is going on? What are the nefarious plans that people are trying to put in place with the application of this book, if it is indeed the book, not some red herring? We're going to have to find out. If you have enjoyed The Ancient Magus Bride once more, please let me know. I would like just to have a nice, easy day at school and follow Chisei around to just with her lessons, but we're not allowed. We can't have nice things. If you want to see more and not miss out, consider subscribing to the channel, maybe even joining onto my Discord. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. So I can see you in the next one. If you would like to help provide the spiders for my channel, consider joining onto my Patreon, because thanks to each and every one of them, I can make as many books that are these crappy videos as possible. So, I need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Cardboard, Shiwan, Akane, Guado, Tori Jane, Kite, Lightwizard91, Mega42, Diego Zenhouse, and SZ9870, Croyville, Maxwell, and everyone else for sticking to my ailing bedside for as long as they actually have.